your browser, Chrome. I'm using Chrome in case you are using any other one. So I can decide to either open a new one or use an existing one. And if I'm using an existing one, now remember you would use HTTPS, but that will not be necessary any longer. That I can g3.go.us/app. That's for students. And of course, because this is already there, that's why it's bringing courses, because I've used that before. But I want to start from fresh, so I have this. And so you wait depending on your internet connectivity. So once it is well connected, so I have the student view, and this is where you will take your courses, view the timeline, and you want to show number of courses or what we've completed. Get the batch, indicate, checking this interface, and for all whatever you have completed, but you can easily take the. So you have these groups of course that have been taken. This is for if you are having joy, you are having Gozi group. That's indicating hours during the training. Then the schedule, time zone. If you have a class or you have a test or things or a course you want to upload, you want to schedule and pick up the day, time zone setting in case of various locations in terms of country or continent. But since we are in Nigerian zone, so we do not. So this place is where you would need to log out or do your settings. You click on the setting, check, change password. This place is exactly where you will need to change your password should you need to. So, and this is what exactly we ask to do. So if I need to change the password which I've been using before, but remember that I did not type in password here, because by default this was already existing on my system. But you would need to input your current password here, your name. So this I've asked my system to save my password. That's why you can see the demo stuff showing here. So if I need to change the password, then I click continue. So if I click continue, this is where I will insert my password, put the new one, and yes, deliberately I'm not putting anything now. So because since I'm recording the screen, that is going to pop up and show whatever I'm typing, except if I decide to close it. Once you are done, click change password, and if I'm not doing that now, I cancel. So exactly, this is how best you go about changing your password and getting the necessary on the. This is for the student platform, and that's exactly what I've demonstrated. I'm also going to show the administrator or company manager, as the case may be, or lecturer, which you can now later create your own student. So I'm going to log out now, or close this so that I can move into another thing entirely. Now, what I will do is let me log out. Okay, I won't close. So let me log out. So I've logged out so that I can come in to not the Goocus app. I am going to use the, let me edit. Yeah, I'm editing. So instead of app, I'm going to use CMS. Okay, using CMS, click go. So definitely I've left the student. Now, the reason this one is showing for me to sign in because I've logged out of the other one. I'm going in here. So here now, because I've already used this as sign in and I've saved the password, that's why by default it's bringing this up so that I won't need to go back to. But in your own case, if you know you do not need to save your password for because of students, you will not ask your system not to remember or remind you password. So at every point in time of signing in, you will be inputting your stuff. But if you are changing your password, if you are changing anything, then if I need to log out, I click here to log out. If I need help, I click here and the menu, you have all whatever, ask your questions, do stuff. Now, what I'm doing, what I'm using here, I am using the interface. I'm using mobile device and not PC device. So if I'm not using PC device, then you will see the interface will not show in an horizontal way where I see all what I needed to do. But because of ease of recording, that's why I'm not using my PC nor the tablet given to us. But if it is a tablet interface, the tablet interface will also show like that of the PC. So now group management, this is where you have your group management. Now you need to create new. For those of us who will need to create new group or new students or whatever, the bulk creation is also available, which we have. So for if you are doing things on individual basis, then you enter group name, class, MTH 101 class or edu 101 if yours is class, but you can't use both together here. If it is you are teaching education edu 111, that's your course for that group. And then for you creating either students or you are creating lecturers, describe for whatever course. Then once you are given the description, you click save, and once you save, you are good to go for that. You can now, if for those you have preloaded or predefined based on getting their email, getting necessary information, now you can then upload using bulk creation. But if for an individual base where the students are not many, you can then do each create on individual basis, and then you have that. So if I am done creating, describing the group, this is the class for so 100 level, 200 level, you save. Then I'm not writing anything, I'm only just describing. So I go back and return to this, because these were groups that have been created earlier. And remember that Kasumi mentioned that for whatever any new groups you have created, timeline, whatever you have done, that will also be seen. It will be shown here. And then this where you have, if you need to edit a group, delete the group, where you have member course, the course schedule, these were the ones we had created in the class. So we are bound to create hours, create the class, create group, create this. So the menu options available here are these ones for each group created, and you have the timeline, time created, and so on and so forth. Who created it, was the group. So as long as we have all, the database will continue to have all that we've done. And remember, this is not an open source, so the company or the Goocus, we have the database of all users and all what transpires within that space. So once you are creating this, essentially what you do. As for all other ones, course management, if you need to create a course, in this case, this is not unlike when we are creating group name, adding, assigning students or assigning lecturers. This is where you have courses you are creating with language, date created, last completed, or last updated, and whatever that is edit. So it is user friendly. Once you start laying your hands on this, you would necessarily find it pleasant and good enough to be able to go by. Thank you for joining this. You can also play and replay back as many times as possible to be able to get on quite understanding of what we have done, or contact the developer Noah Waki and others, and then I would also be available to also internally answer queries and questions, but the developers are there which you can easily contact for necessary technical support. So we will have this. Once we start start using this, we'll be able to get understanding of the interface, because it is user friendly. This for a group, whatever what you want to do, that shows it's just works like other LMS. And now that the advantage of Goocus Edge is also there, when you can easily work offline. But of course, for what you have tasks, put the notification. I want to have a test on December 25. I have a class so date. You have this, you have printing, and that is just for all these where you will be able to check organization management, operation management, um, and so on and so forth. So you have all the sessions and all the like here. Thank you for joining the class.